Are you ready for this one? If you've watched until the end of last week's episode, you know by now that we were reviewing none other than Steve Cook's program on this episode of Fit or Flop, and I am pumped.
Clearly you can see that Will is a big fan over there. Don't get me wrong though, I am too. If you consume any fitness content online, you definitely know who this guy is. But in case you've been living under a rock, we will roll an intro just so you can get up to speed.
Let's get it.
On this episode of Fit or Flop, we'll be going behind the scenes of Steve Cook's fitness culture app to determine whether this program is worth its weight in gold or a waste of money. Steve Cook is a world-traveling, gym-owning, Gymshark cover man and is one of the biggest names in the fitness industry today. With over 2.4 million Instagram followers and over 1.31 million YouTube subscribers to date, he has made it to the top of the fitness stratosphere.
We are going to be putting the good looks and flashy lifestyle aside while we dig into his app to determine the actual value of his training application called Fitness Culture, which is one of the most popular training programs on social media. So I will say, even though I'm a fan of Steve Cook, I assure you that I'll be conducting this review without bias.
Which might end up blowing up for Will because if we have to declare the program a flop, the chances of meeting his boyhood crush are completely out the door.
Okay. By all means though, I will be disappointed if this app is a flop. I have learned a wealth of knowledge from Steve over the years, and to find a disconnect with his programming would be pretty uncharacteristic of him. But enough talking though, let's break into this thing.
When you're on Steve's Instagram, you can find the link to his training app listed at the top of the page. Once you're on the Fitness Culture Instagram page, you can find the link to the website in the bio. By clicking on the link, you are delivered to the website and you are instantly presented with a button front and center that prompts you to find your program. But before we do that, let's scroll down and see what programs we have to offer to start with.
So there's a pretty solid selection with a number of programs offered under the Fitness Culture app. You have a 12-week drive program that focuses on pushing past any bench press plateaus that you might be facing. You have a swole program that focuses entirely on aesthetics, a lean program, which as you might guess will help you shred down, an at-home dumbbell program, an at-home bodyweight program, a power program which focusing on crushing PRs with your Olympic lifts, a garage gym program, a functional athlete program, and then he even has 2 women's programs, one for bikini and one for toning. That is insane. I mean, it made sense seeing so many programs with an app like Center, but to see just as many programs on the Fitness Culture app is mind-blowing.
He's not lying. If these programs end up being solid, you could essentially live on this app forever and have a program for anything you could ever want to do.
And you can't tell me that from a dude's perspective that having a program solely dedicated to bench press isn't sick. Not for everyone, but it definitely is something I would love to mess around with one day.
That's Will for you in a T.
It's too bad we only have a week to review this program though, or Jake might finally have a chance to bench press 135 for the first time.
Hey, I bench more than my little brother though, so hey. That sounds so weird.
That's all that really matters, honestly.
It really does. All right, let's get back to the top of the page and use the Find My Program link to determine which program best fits our needs. The first couple of questions has you put in your name, sex, and finally your email so the app can deliver you results.
We see what you're doing, Steve. Already got us hooked on the mailing list.
Once you sign your life away to Steve's email retargeting campaign, it has you put in your years of training experience and the environment that you typically work out in. For example, a garage gym, CrossFit box, or a commercial facility. We went with the commercial facility option, obviously. Then you select your goal from a list of desired outcomes, which include increase muscle mass, get stronger, get lean, and become a better athlete. We went with the increased muscle mass.
The next prompt is really cool. You have the opportunity to input another goal from the list of fix muscular imbalances, improve mobility and flexibility, avoid burnout, and prevent new injuries from happening.
Then it gives you the selection of training preference between bodybuilding and powerlifting. We're definitely leaning more towards the bodybuilding in this current season, so we went with that. And finally, our results were instantly delivered that we were searching for the Swole program.
Honestly though, it's not like we even needed to take the test to confirm this was the outcome, but nonetheless, we now have confirmation that we are in fact tool bags.
If you scroll down the page, you can see that we have 2 selections in terms of price point. The first being the premium membership, which includes all of the bells and whistles.
World-class training programming, complete sets and reps progression, video coaching tutorials, members-only Facebook group, mobility routines, customized macros, and an online meal builder. And you also have the ability to switch programs at any time,
with no cost added. The second option is the basic membership, which is essentially the premium membership, but without having the mobility routines, but more importantly, customized macros and online meal builder.
I will take a second to note that so far this is the most expensive membership we have purchased on the show. So it definitely falls under one of the more expensive training options out there when it comes to mobile applications.
With that said, we're believers in the fact that a lot of the time, cost has a direct correlation to quality. But we are going to make sure that we aren't another foolish consumer that falls into the trap of perceived value only to receive a basic coaching.
AKA Steve, we are fully expecting a badass program with this purchase. Skip forward past downloading the app and logging in, and we find ourselves at the home page of the app. There are several resources here which help you understand how to navigate the application with ease. In fact, we were also emailed an additional resource as well. So Steve is making sure that those who choose to invest in the program are getting that personalized feel right from the start.
The little barbell icon at the bottom of the page is how you find your workouts. Simply click on the button and you'll see the entire program for that day, which is broken down into subcategories of warm-up, supersets, and exercises based on grouping, cardio if applicable, and finally a cool down.
The videos are all extremely high quality, and you can instantly tell that the programming he includes in the program is high caliber. Now, let's dive into the nature of the workout program itself.
You instantly know that you are doing a next level workout program when you are instructed to hit maxes throughout the first week of your training. He has you do this so that you can accurately calculate your weights as you progress deeper and deeper into the program.
Using a percentage-based system is one of the best ways for people to identify what weights they should use for different rep ranges and structures. So he is winning some early points with this and showing you that he's not playing around with this workout program.
And this goes without saying, but make sure you're taking the proper precautions when you are maxing out.
Now, after you max out this week, you still have a full workout to complete, but we're gonna fast forward to week 2 so we can see a more accurate representation of what the program looks like in the normal swing of things. To cut right to the chase, the level of programming in the workouts is incredible. He is constantly bouncing around with different workout splits: upper, lower, core, full body, opposing muscle groups, you name it. He makes sure to keep your body guessing, and he also does a fantastic job when it comes to using different percentages to push your progression without overloading you to the point where you can't recover or you're overtraining.
Not only that, but the wide variety of exercises that he has you do make sure you push your athleticism and open your eyes into multiple ways to work any given muscle group. The workouts were intense, they were challenging, and they were enjoyable to do.
This is definitely a program that will elevate any training no matter where you're at in your training journey. Another cool feature of the workouts is the ability to input your lifts and notes with each exercise so that you can monitor your progression as you move through the program. So a big win on the workout front. Now let's check out the macro calculator and the online meal builder.
You can find the calculator through the calculator icon in the bottom left-hand corner of the navigation bar at the bottom of the page. When you pull it up, the first page has you enter your gender, birthday, and finally the units of measurement you prefer to operate with. After you plug that information in, it takes you to the second page where you input your height, weight, and finally your body fat percentage. Then you select your activity level and your target goal.
We chose the gain weight because we want to build muscle, and it offered a pretty cool drop-down menu that allowed you to select the rate at which you would like to gain weight. Obviously, this is extremely detail-oriented and awesome to see. The level of personalization this calculator has offered so far is superior to any other application that I have used to date.
The next page asks you whether you have done flexible dieting before, and finally, it kicks you to the final page and populates a breakdown of your macros, as well as an explanation for why you are given the percentages that you are.
With that said, he still gives you a sliding scale that allows you to shift the balance of carbs and fats relative to your preference, which is yet another awesome feature. Plus, it shows his understanding and confidence in his nutritional options. Even though he recommends a certain split, he still knows that as long as you hit your protein goal and calories on the head, you are chilling when it comes to reaching your goals.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg with all the app offers in terms of resources to go about your nutrition. It gives you a flexible dieting guide, which is further broken down into articles on macronutrients as a whole, and then articles on specific macronutrient, including protein, fat, carbs, and even alcohol.
It also covers topics such as hydration, meal frequency, weighing, measuring, and other components of meal prepping. And finally, a supplement guide that tells you what to take and when to take it.
Finally, the coolest feature, in my opinion, is found under the personal tab inside the meals category. Here you can input a list of dietary preferences, which then spits out a daily meal plan based on 20 additional options centered around your personal eating habits. Now, we have seen a lot of apps, but we haven't come across personalization to this extent.
100%. This is definitely next level customization.
So Will, it is your turn this week. I think I know what you're gonna pick, but is Steve Cook's fitness culture app a fit or a flop?
Steve, I am very happy to say that you have lived up to the hype with this one. This app is definitely fit. Yeah, it's definitely one of the more expensive options out there, but you will not be lacking with any part of your coaching when you're using this app.
It's almost $100 a month for the service, but if you compare that to the price of a person coaching you, you're paying a fraction of the cost for, in my opinion, even better instruction.
Straight up, I think more people should pursue coaching options like this instead of paying hundreds of dollars every month for an in-person trainer who only dedicates an hour of attention to you each day at max during your journey. Hats off to you, Steve. Great work on the program.
So that wraps up another episode of Fit or Flop, and as always, thanks for watching this episode.
Make sure you leave the names of any programs in the comments below that you want us to review, and we will knock it out. Now here's a teaser of the next program that we will be reviewing, which is dropping next week. And I promise you guys, this is gonna be one for the books.
Roll the film.